How's that water, James?
Tasty. Thank you.
Wait, are we bantering?
Yes. Yes, we are bantering. This is laughter and joyous friendship
water.
and camaraderie.
James, what's your favorite emotion?
My favorite emotion, I would have to say, is self-loathing. It's not fun, but it's definitely potent, you know.
Like
that's
art.
the important thing.
My favorite emotion is
Crime.
indecision.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
That's what I was going to say, too. Yeah.
Is pausing for effect an emotion? It's my favorite emotion.
Is allergies an emotion?
Yeah.
Sneezing
Yeah.
is an emotion, I think, actually.
Bed bugs. That's my favorite emotion.
Guys, I can very confidently tell all of you that in the time that we've spent away, none of us have gotten any funnier.
Well, we'll just have to find out. Everyone, welcome back to From Under a Rock, the podcast where we pick a movie that one or more of us has not seen already and bring them out from under the proverbial rock.
And give them shit for it.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly.
Plenty of that going around as well. I did finally manage to bring you all back together to watch my favorite movie of last year and my favorite movie in quite a few years, actually, Whiplash. Yeah, I will absolutely explain myself as we go along, but I'd rather hear first from Steven, who is the one who hadn't seen this one.
You were the only one.
It was it's weird to say fun movie because it's kind of like the movie's about this emotionally abusive mentor. Everybody knows that this is the movie where J.K. Simmons just yells and abuses this poor kid. So going into this movie, I was thinking like, oh man, I kind of got to prepare myself. His first couple appearances, he's kind of, he's
pretty encouraging.
He's stern, but he's
he's stern.
You've got this.
He seems like he has a
Nurturing.
tight schedule.
He's nurturing.
Specifically when he takes him into the hallway before his first practice session.
He opens up to him like, hey, just relax. Tell me about yourself. Yeah, no, my mom left and it's just me and my dad. And then he just, throughout the rest of the movie, takes that bit about his mom left. Like, oh, your mom wouldn't even stick around to just like add to the abuse.
He uses as ammunition.
And that seems like his tactic. Like he opens up with everybody just to get under their skin.
Dude gets broadsided by a truck, hops out and goes attempts to play a concert. I hated that plot. Yeah, when I did like concerts and stuff, your like appearance is a big thing that they stress. They're like, "Oh, Michael, go shave or, comb your hair." Like I got that note a few times. Your appearance matters. They're not going to let a blood-soaked drummer just get away with it. Like, and yeah, they'll probably put on whoever's going next and give them half an hour to adjust or however long their time slot is.
Yeah.
People aren't unreasonable.
I think scenes like that, like the car crash, actually separate this movie, keeping it away from becoming just, another indie drama about this kid who wants to be a really good drummer.
Right.
Stuff like that, and just J.K. Simmons' character and his whole Oscar-winning performance.
Just the the posture, the stature of this character, just walking in the room, you feel it. Just the way he carries himself. Not only the fact that he's like a physically very defined person, but also just like he carries with him this air of determination,
of
this
grandeur.
Exactly.
And when he's conducting as well, it's just the tiniest, most subtle
minute
little hand motions, but he's got his eyes closed, he's bobbing his head, and he's feeling it, and you can feel him feeling it.
Yeah.
He's very passionate about what he's doing, obviously.
And I felt you feeling him feel it.
I think we all felt everybody feeling it.
You also felt me, which I was just kind of weirded out by that. We were sitting next to each other on the couch.
I was going to say something,
You
but I
shaved
decided to
recently.
let it just go. Just let it happen. See where it goes from there.
Is Andrew messed up? Is Neiman messed up? Because you go again into this movie thinking, okay, Simmons is this horrible person, but then you say that Neiman's kind of messed up in the head too. He's completely fine with the idea of dying at the age of 34, but if he's remembered, but not having friends, that's a life that he thinks is the best case scenario. And it kind of plays into how he becomes this twisted guy. I mean, he like tackles and fights and punches Simmons around, and I don't know. It would have been a much more boring movie if he was just a very hopeful guy who wanted to be the best at music.
I would say that the editing in the movie does such a great job to accentuate and complement what's going on.
The saxophones would play like a long legato, like lyrical flowing part, and the camera would do this kind of lazy glide down
Right.
the saxophone section that just matches up perfectly. I love that kind of stuff.
The one thing that bothered me, especially about the first time when watching this movie, was where did the
Folder
go?
Oh yeah.
Did J.K. Simmons take it, or did it get
Who
lost?
knows?
Did a janitor take it? I would say that the most probable is J.K. Simmons having taken it.
I would argue that everything that happens in that movie was carefully orchestrated by J.K. Simmons, including
Orchestrated.
I wrote down in my notes here. I wouldn't put it past him that after Miles Teller's character got him fired, that he went around and played random nightclubs, random jazz clubs, waiting for Andrew to come in.
He's got to show up
him.
eventually.
I want to invite him to this thing so bad, but it's this Saturday. I got to figure out where he walks normally at night. If you get blisters to the point that your hand is like falling off, you don't keep playing. I don't care how determined you are. I had issues with like flirting with carpal tunnel syndrome when I was drumming for a while. And what you do is
You come to
Yes.
my wrists often.
Did you guys ever go out?
Was it serious?
What do you say we rate it?
I
do
say
it.
we do.
And at the end, the entire ending solo, I just found it hard to catch my breath. I was having an intense emotional reaction to this movie that I haven't felt about any movie in quite a long time. And it was, I'm very much passionate about music, of course, but in addition to the story it was telling, it was just almost too much for me. And I think just based on, in my memory, that experience alone, I'm going to give it an A+.
get a room.
I'll describe it the way that I had described it to pretty much everybody that asked me about it. It's like a 2-hour anxiety attack, but in a good way, So with that, I would also like to give it an A+. It was one of my favorite movies of last year.
It also had a weird. I thought the movie was going to end much sooner, where he tells the lawyer, "Just tell me what to say," and I thought, oh, I guess that could be an ending where he's decided to look out for himself and not his weird, hard dream. But then it kept going. That felt a little disjointed to me. So I guess overall, I'd have to give it an A-.
But there are just little things that bugged me. I think it is very good acting. I think it is, in the case of some characters, very good character development. The way it's shot is beautiful. The way it's edited is wonderful. But for me personally, this movie is a B. Our rating is exactly the halfway point between an A- and an A, so we'll round up and say it's an A.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Congrats, Whiplash. I know you didn't win Best Picture,
Hey, but you got RA.
but
Yeah. Forget the Oscars. You got a
Yeah.
FUAR.
you won the only
the-
award that matters, the FUAR.
FUAR.
We should get together and have a FUAR sometime.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
FUAR.
FUAR.
A 4-word ceremony?
Well, I think that's going to do it for this welcome back edition of From Under a Rock. Let's go around the table for one last roll call.
I am James McNally, a.k.a. McDoodles.
I'm Steven Zarita, a.k.a. Steven Steuben Suburban, the Burb, Zarita, the Jerk.
I think you said it a little out of order.
Oh.
Not my tempo.
Not.
How many
not
times
my
can we say
tempo.
not my tempo in one podcast?
I don't know. Write us in. Count. I'm Michael Ornelas, a.k.a. Mike Bourbon.
And I'm Ryan Evans, a.k.a. NP Ryan Evans. Thank you once again for joining us for another episode of
From Under a Rock.
I'm touching myself under the table. But
Hey guys, we are back. Thank you so much for watching this this video highlight reel of our inaugural podcast, our reboot of From Under a Rock.
Yes, we are very excited to be back. And if you'd like to listen to the entire length of the podcast, the link is in the description below.
Don't forget to subscribe, get all of our videos. They're going to be pretty good.
They're going to be decent.
They're going to be mediocre or better.
They're going to be bad.
Or worse. Yeah, they may not reach mediocre. But they'll be there.
Yes, that's
They
the
will
important thing.
definitely be online.